today is a slightly different video. It's still going to be sort of like health and fitness related, but I thought it's such a beautiful day that I'll actually come out, do a video outdoors. It's going to be quite an important topic, and I thought what I'll do is come outside, talk about it, because part of being outdoors is part of what I want to talk about today, especially with everything that's going on. And then what I might do at the end of the video is, if I can find a suitable tree, I brought my nano bars, which I'm gonna then stick up over a tree ideally, and maybe crack out a quick little workout. I'm only running on coffee this morning, so it's not gonna be an intense one, but just somewhere just to get the blood flowing, do some of my favorite exercises, maybe a quick little circuit or something like that, because honestly guys, I'll have to take you closer. So you guys may be wondering, why am I making this video? What is the actual point of it? The point of the video is I want to emphasize the importance of getting outdoors, and especially with what 2020 had to hold and the fact it's still continuing now, the importance of not just physical health but mental health. And I know mental health can be a little bit taboo to talk about, and men seem to be a little bit restricted in their ability to maybe express themselves about their mental health, worrying about what people will think of them weak, or the whole idea of you just need to man up. The importance of your mental health is so important in relation to your overall health as well. You know, we can't function properly if we don't have the right mental health, and focusing on being physically fit is all well and good, and part of the benefits of being physically fit and being active is its benefits to our mental health. But we also have to look after our mental health, and I think being outdoors can have a massive role in improving our mental health. Also from a physical standpoint of working out, like I said before, love working out in my gym. It's awesome. I can work out whenever I want. All the equipment I need is at my disposal. It's a controlled environment where I can listen to my music. I don't have to worry about being disturbed or sharing equipment. I can go in there, shut the door, work out. I have an objective in mind and something I'm working towards. But when you work out outdoors, it's just a complete and utterly different feeling, and it's something you just can't replicate in a gym. The benefits of just being outdoors now, and like going out for a 20-30 minute, ideally say like an hour's long walk, that is going to do wonders for your mental health. People completely underestimate how important just something as simple as walking can be. Like if you're in the house, and for a lot of people who are on, you know, they can't work, whether they've lost their job or here in the UK, I'm not sure about other countries, we have the furlough scheme going on where people are being paid to stay at home because to save their jobs, the government are putting in money. So a lot of people are stuck at home, and for a lot of people this is a new territory for them, and they're struggling because they're so used to being busy and having something to do. And a lot of people, when they don't have an objective in mind or a goal for that day, it messes them up. Like, this is what happens when people retire. They say don't retire, like keep working, because some people, when they don't have something to do, they lose their way. So if you're stuck at home, going out for a walk can do wonders anyway. Just the idea of the exercise can release those sort of feel-good hormones and just make you feel more positive. But I think it's also the benefit of being outdoors in general has such a positive feeling, especially here. Some of you may not be as fortunate enough as me. Like I said, I live in Cornwall, so I could go and do a walk by the sea, but it would make it virtually impossible to make a recording because of the wind. But here, I'm fortunate that I've got this lovely place where it's like a lake, it's got woods. I think just being out in the woods is just a really nice feeling, and it's just beauty in nature. It's just lovely being out there and seeing all of these different elements of nature all coming together. It makes you feel good. So I guess the purpose of the video is to get you guys to exercise more, but also look after your mental health. And yes, we can be in a gym, and obviously for a lot of people they may not have a home gym. Gyms for some of you may still be closed, so you don't even have access to work out, but you'll be surprised how much of a benefit you'll get from just going for a walk. And you'll be surprised as well, because it's so low impact and it's easy to maintain. If you go for a long 2-3 hour long walk or a hike, you will burn a substantial amount of calories. And this is the problem with a lot of people staying at home at the minute, is a lot of people eat out of boredom, or they eat out of comfort, because when they're stressed or emotional or anxious, they turn to food because it makes them feel good. And if you're eating something sugary or high fat, it releases those good hormones. And this is why certain foods are so addictive, because they do make you feel good for a short period of time. And we rely on that kick, especially when we feel stressed or anxious. So by going for a long walk, you'll be surprised how many calories you can burn, but also you will just feel good. Your mood will be different, especially if you feel like you're in a bit of a funk. Going for a walk, you'll come out and you'll feel good. I've been trying to walk more. I'm fortunate, like I said, to live somewhere where I can go for a walk, and it's just, listen to it. You can hear the birds. There's no cars, which is awesome. Plus, like, going for walks along roads, noisy, you've got the pollution, but like I said, if you can get out here, there's no cars. Just trees, natural noises that you'll hear in the woods. It's tranquil, it's relaxing, it's calming. Couple that with the exercise, it's just so good for you. Briefly want to touch on the fact of, I guess, mental health. Like, I don't know how many of you who are watching have struggled with your mental health during this whole 2020 and 2021, stress, anxiety. I know majority of my viewers, 90% if not more, up to 100, are male. Comment down below how many of you have struggled with your mental health during this whole thing that's been going on. Like, how many of you have struggled because you haven't been close to your family, been able to see friends and family, been able to go out and socialise? Maybe you're struggling because you're stuck indoors all the time. Maybe you're someone who is worried about catching it yourself, and it's that constant fear of every day hearing negative news, death rates. Definitely for me, just general mortality has sort of hit home that to me life is a precious gift, and if I had one wish it would be to live forever. But suddenly it's at the forefront that you're hearing so much about it. It definitely makes you feel a lot more vulnerable, and that is a scary thought, because you could get it and you could get seriously ill and you just don't know. And it's that fear factor, I think, of constantly being on edge. I think it's that fight-flight scenario that goes on with us naturally, that survival instinct, that I think because we don't have that real threat right in front of us, but we're having lots of news blasted at us on social media, on the news in general, and all of this anxiety that's just put on people, our bodies are literally struggling of how do we handle this? And that fight or flight thing is going constantly, and so many people are struggling with just anxiety in general. And I think for men it is harder to talk about it. It is harder to let your emotions be seen, because men are meant to be seen as being strong or never letting anything get on them, or the whole catchphrase of just man up. That it can be harder for them to then deal with it and handle it. And obviously, you know, I know people that have struggled, men and women, and it's not something you would expect to happen, but because with everything going on and it feels so real and everything is just impacted upon itself, everyone has sort of a breaking point, and it can be different how people react or when that is. But I think talking about it helps, and just letting other people know that if you are dealing with it, just talk. Sometimes just having someone to talk to, or to be able to offload your frustrations or your anxieties onto someone else, can instantly just make you feel better. And obviously, yes, this channel is mainly dedicated to fitness, calisthenics and things like that, but I do feel that mental health is just as important as physical health. They go hand in hand, and they both interact with each other. That if you want to have true fitness, true health, you need to find that combination between the both. And I feel like, and I'm not saying going for a long walk or doing a workout outdoors will fix everyone's problems and just be the magical fix, but I do feel that if more people did it, it would make them feel better in general. There's a lot of things and studies out there just saying that if you want to improve your mental health, exercise is good, because it releases those feel-good hormones in general, and it makes you feel like you've done something productive for that day, especially if it's something that you find challenging or it's something that's new. But I think by doing it outdoors, and getting away from it all, where, you know, turning off your phone and just letting go, because social media is constantly going on and it's always story after story or drama after drama. Sometimes it's nice just to turn your phone off, go outdoors, listen to that, look at like beautiful scenery, or just breathe in some fresh air and take a time for yourself to be able to go, you know what, I want some calm, I want some what would naturally be a way of just relieving that stress, which is exercise and being outdoors. I don't know if you're like me, but if you're out in nature, you're constantly seeing if there's any branches or trees you can hang off and do some pull-ups or some dips or whatever it is. But this tree here is perfect. High enough to be able to easily throw over some straps, but high enough that you can actually be able to do some of the exercises. Big enough, thick enough that it can take your weight. Perfect. So I have a gym and I love working out indoors and having sometimes that controlled environment where it's the right temperature, you've got all the gear at hand, everything is close by. But sometimes you just can't beat working out outdoors, especially when it is a day like this. Beautiful clear sky, it's not windy, it's a good temperature, not too warm, not too cold. You can hear the noises of the birds, it's relaxing. The smell, the air, it just feels so good to be able to work out outdoors. That's where I truly love to do, is to work out outdoors. And with something like a suspension trainer or even a set of gymnastic rings, you find a good tree that's horizontal, that will take your weight, you can work out your whole entire body and work out outdoors, which just in and itself, being outdoors just makes you feel better. But then you couple that with working out, it's the perfect combination. So I hope this video connects with you guys. I hope you like the new sort of style of an edit. I might try doing more things like this, especially if the weather's going to be nice. And obviously I've got the GoPro, so it makes movement or just moving around, it just looks more stable and more pleasing on the eye. I'd like to do more of it. I do enjoy going for workouts outdoors anyway, and part of the reason why I love calisthenics in general is that you can do these things. So guys, let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what your opinions are on all of this. I'd love to hear what you think. If you took value from this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, please consider subscribing. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.